Hi.
Hi.
What brings you here today?
I just recently had I went through a pretty bad experience with my boyfriend over Valentine's Day weekend.
Really?
Yeah. I made a stupid little status on Facebook. I am kind of, I make subtle attempts to get the help that I need, or when I'm feeling down, I kind of go about it in a roundabout way. I don't like to particularly tell someone that, hey, I'm unwell and I want your attention. So I made this little status saying like, oh, sometimes I break my own heart. He was asleep next to me, and at the time it really didn't even feel like much. It was just me being me and doing the things I do. I didn't even really think about how it would affect him. And then when he asked me about it, I didn't really feel in the moment anymore. So I was like, oh, it's nothing, babe, it's okay.
Okay.
But he wasn't okay with that answer. So like, he rolled away from me and like didn't talk to me for a couple minutes and like left the room. And when he came back, he all of a sudden told me he wanted to break up with me, like right then and there on Valentine's Day night. And I'm just like, what? Are you okay? What's going on? I thought we were having a good weekend. He says to me, I thought we were too. And I didn't want to give up, and like, we've had stuff in the past where he says something, but there's something behind it. So I wasn't going to give up and just be like, oh, he's breaking up with me. Okay, I'll take him home tomorrow and whatever. So I had suspicions that it had to do with my stupid little Facebook status, and I'm just like, is this about that? He's like, a little, but he also said some other things that were just like, now I know I need to go back and ask him like, what did he mean? But
Okay. How did you guys solve this? Or
I kept pushing at it at first. I was like, like I said, I thought we were having a good time. Like, I thought I'd make you happy and all this stuff. And he's just like, I thought so too. I thought so too. And then he kind of says like, but then you sit here and say that, oh, you break your own heart. And I'm just like, but that was nothing, babe. I was trying to convince him that it was, and he just wasn't accepting it. And he forced me into a position of picking at something that I didn't really want to pick at.
Okay.
I mean, by the end of the night, I realized that it really was bigger than I thought it was. So I kind of appreciated that he put me through that situation. I just wish he had done it in a different way, as opposed to saying, I want to break up with you. Just like,
yeah, it was a little bit abrupt of him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He went about it in such an odd way. I mean, he even said at the end of the night, I had no intentions of breaking up with you. I just needed you to realize how serious this was.
Yeah.
And that really bothered me. Like, I don't play that break up, get back together roller coaster, because it's not fair to either person and all that.
So how did you guys end up, like, now that today? How are you feeling about all of this? Are you guys in good terms, or?
Yeah, I'd say on the surface, yes. But sometimes when I think about some of the things that were said that night, because like I said, I do need to talk to him about some of the things he said, because essentially he put me in a corner and made me dig my way out.
Yeah.
Because like I said, we started picking at something I didn't want to talk about, and there was a lot more behind those words of sometimes I break my own heart, and he made me talk about it. And I don't know if I don't think I wanted to, but because I was shoved in that corner, and the only way of getting out of the corner would be talking about it, I did. I ended up crying, but he was very supportive in it. He was, because that whole thing meant, like, I'm my own worst enemy. Like, when I'm alone in my head, I tell myself that I'm not good enough, that I'm not attractive enough. I mean, like, especially with this new relationship, because to me, he's so gorgeous that I'm afraid. Because I've never had someone that attractive before. And just, like, my insecurities make me really afraid that, like, someone prettier will come along and they'll steal him from me. So when I'm alone in my own head, those are some of the things I think. That I think that he wants something else, that he could get something better and stuff like that.
Were you able to communicate this to him?
To an extent.
To an extent.
He didn't,
Sorry.
he specifically told me that he didn't know that I was this insecure. He's like,
Okay.
he said to me, I knew you were insecure. I didn't know you were this insecure. To the point that, like, I know that he has a particular type. He falls goo-goo over Asian girls, of which I am not. And now when I see pictures of beautiful Asian women, I'm like, that's not me. And that's what he wants.
All right.
And I internalize it in my head, and it's just like, I'll never be entirely what he wants.
Do you feel like a pressure to try and be what he wants instead of expressing yourself?
I definitely do. I've already started buying things that aren't entirely in my comfort zone.
Okay.
And I wear them for him because he likes all that really cutesy stuff. And you can take one look at me and say that I'm probably not really into that stuff. I mean, there's a part of me that thinks it's fun, and I think it's cute, especially because he's so into it. It's a nice, cute moment that we have with each other.
Yeah.
But it is me doing things that I wouldn't normally do for a guy.
All right, but does that, like, are you doing this just for him, or does it actually, like, help you feel better, or is it more...
I feel like whatever he was into, if I could do it, I would. So it is more for him than me. I do get a happiness out of it simply because making him happy makes me happy.
Yeah.
But I feel like if it wasn't cute things and he were into, I don't know, me dressing up as a knight, I would have gone and bought a suit of armor and been like, is this what you like? And he'd be like, yeah, that's what I like. And I'd be like, yay, I'm what you like.
Okay.
So, does that make sense?
It does. It does. Do you think maybe this will... I feel like it might be affecting you personally, because... Like, it sounds kind of like you're changing yourself a little bit too much to accommodate him, or do you not feel like that's what's going on?
It's possible. I mean, there are times where I think about it. I mean, especially when he said he wanted to break up with me, I was just like, I've done all these things that, like, I've bought all these things that I'm not going to wear if you're not around, because I bought them for me to wear for you.
Yeah.
They're not for me. They really aren't. But then there are other times where I think, like, I like being cute too. I mean, and that's specifically because it's the cute stuff. I mean, going back to the example of a suit of armor, I'd just be like, the hell am I going to do with this suit of armor now that he's gone? But with the cute stuff, I mean, sometimes I feel like he's bringing something out of me that I've always repressed. Because when I was young, when I was, like, first getting into, like, the darker image stuff, I was like, I can't wear pink. Pink is girly. And it's just like, but who says I can't wear pink? Who says I can't do both?
Yeah.
And he's really encouraged me to do both. Like, he doesn't make me do these things for him. It's just, I know that he likes it, so I try to express it for him. But he's really encouraging in the fact that it's like, you can wear whatever you want to wear.
So it's kind of helping your self-esteem a little bit as well, then.
In ways, he helps my self-esteem a lot, and then other ways, it's not him, it's me. It's my self-esteem that destroys me. It's my self-esteem that makes everything, like, I internalize everything. If he compliments a really pretty girl, I'm just like, oh, I don't look like her. Okay. All he did was say that girl's pretty, but then all of a sudden I feel terrible. Or, just, like, the stuff like that, like... if I see him looking at, like, a picture of a pretty girl or, like, and I hate feeling like this, because I hate seeing other women that are just really jealous, or like, oh, why did you like this girl's picture on Facebook, and why did you do this, and why did you do that, and that's the last thing I want to do, but at the same time, I can't avoid those feelings that I have inside of feelings of not being good enough, and feelings of not being exactly what he wants or exactly what he needs. And it's mostly because, to me, he's the most attractive person I've ever been with, and it makes me so happy. And I know that's really superficial and all that, but I mean, like, there's more beyond the superficial, and I can promise that there's more beyond that, because if he was an absolute douche. I wouldn't put up with it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got his moments, but I believe everybody does, and you can put up with a certain amount in a healthy extent.
And what you mentioned earlier, that this is a new relationship too, so you guys are still kind of exploring each other and finding your baselines and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in the night that we were having that big conversation, I had even expressed to him, like, we've only been together for a month. How much of me do you want me to give to you?
Yeah.
Because, like, I felt like I don't want to scare him away by giving him all of my insecurities and giving him all of my possible depressive thoughts, and every time I feel down, telling him, because I feel like I would be telling him all the time. And he has his depression too. He's diagnosed and on medication and stuff. And I don't want to interfere with his mental health by bringing him my issues.
Okay.
And I told him this, and he said, don't worry about that. And I mean, when we were communicating with each other that night, it did seem to help, even though, like, parts of it were attacking and parts of it were pretty bad. I mean, especially, like, there's a part where he's like, it's Valentine's Day weekend and you make this status. How does that make me look? And I'm just like, why do you even care? Why is that something that you're bringing up right now?
So he kind of turned it into something about him.
A little bit, because it's just like, it's Valentine's Day weekend, I'm here with you, like, how does that make me look as a boyfriend? Like, how, and I mean, it almost didn't even make sense to me that he said something like that, because I'm just like, I never think like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I tried to see that from his perspective, and I mean, like, he's got a lot of people on his Facebook and stuff, and they say things. I mean, I've noticed how people pick at him and stuff like that. So I guess, like, with his insecurities as well, like, it was an issue to him.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I kind of tried to reassure him, like, my Facebook is private. I don't have a lot of friends. People don't typically comment on my pity party things anyways. Like, no one's gonna see this. I'm like, hell, I could delete it if you want. And he's like, that doesn't even matter. And I'm like, I kind of agreed. Like, I already stated this. You've seen it, and you're the person that matters. So this is real, and this is a thing, and we've got to address it.
Okay. So earlier you mentioned that you're seeing things now that you kind of want to tell him next time that you see him.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about with him?
Before we started discussing the deeper stuff of the status, when he had just dropped on me that he wanted to break up with me, I was like, why do you want to do this? He was like, I don't know if this is what I want.
Oh, okay.
I just kind of, like, hopped into this, and he was just saying stuff like that now I don't know if he was just saying those things
to kind of hurt you,
to try to like make this breakup be a breakup, to try to give me some sort of reason of some sort. And there was, I can't remember exactly what he said, but something about like I don't know if I'm ready for this or something like that, like his own personal thing. And I told him, like, I can respect that, but like, just trying to make him know that I'm not gonna, if he did want to actually break up with me for some legitimate reasons like that, I'm not gonna be absolutely ridiculous about it and just be like, and blow up on him. But at the same time, I was trying to let him know that I'm not gonna give up for no reason. Yeah. I'm not going to just take you leaving and just give up. That's not who I am. I'm like, I feel like this is worth it. Like I said, I wish I could remember some of the specific things they said, but he said something about something not being worth it. And so later on in the conversation, I said, because it's worth it. Yeah. Because I was trying to, like, use his words in my own way. And, but yeah, I want to bring up to him, like, were those real? Like, or were you just saying it? But I'm also a little afraid, because I'm a little afraid of if those were real. Yeah. But, like I said, or I may have mentioned already, I don't know. Towards the end of the night, he told me, he's like, I wasn't looking to break up with you. I just needed you to know how real this was to me.
Okay.
And I just hope that if he ever needs to talk to me about something again, that he doesn't go straight to that breakup thing. Because, like I said, I don't play breakups.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I like to think that I'm really good at communicating, and I mean, in that moment, I wasn't, because I just wanted to get over it and not talk about it. And,
Alright.
but I did, after he picked at it, I guess I did realize that I kind of did need to talk about it, or at least let him know how my brain works and how he says one thing and I take it like this, and just kind of give him the tools to keep me happy. If he doesn't know that these things happen, how is he going to know?
Yeah.